Welcome, everybody, to episode 97 of Disney with the Ducks. Tonight, you've got me, John Krull, and we have our full flock on the show tonight. This is the first time in a while that we've all been here. So this is pretty awesome. So we've got me, John. We've got Gene with some acronym going. MGTDM.
Main Gene to the max.
No. So close.
I love that, Kevin.
Mean Gene to the max. You came up with that pretty quick, Kevin. That was awesome.
I'm going to let you.
So we've got Gene. Okay. We've got Kevin.
Hey guys.
Got Lonnie. How about them? Oh,
never mind.
The rough day.
How about them Bills? Is that how that one worked out today?
Oh,
Bills Mafia.
Y'all gonna lay off of Gene.
Yeah.
Man, we've got Jody with us,
Hi, friends.
and we've got Jeff.
Hey, everybody.
All right. So before we get going with the show, we wanted to ask everybody to please go out to your podcatcher and give us a 5-star review. It'll really help us out. It'll help people find us. And if you leave us a good review, we'll read it on a future show. We're not going to read any of the bad ones, though, because we don't like that negativity here, and we don't need that in our lives.
We don't need that.
So, yeah. So 5 stars, good words. Gene left. He's done.
No, I'm here. I'm grabbing the cord.
Good words.
All right.
I don't think I'm mentally equipped to deal with a less than 5-star review. This is my own mental health. I need 5 stars.
I have a
I
friend.
have enough toxic negativity in my life with the Dallas Cowboys. I don't need anything. You know what I mean? Like no more toxic relationships. I need to set some boundaries. That's all there is to it.
Well, you have to just level set on your expectations. You know how it goes. You know, you start.
I know.
It's a nice little circle. It's New Year started, new football season. Then it's we won a couple of games, and then this is our year, and then we lose.
The Cowboys are going to the Super Bowl. No, it says that.
It's a circle of life.
Dak Prescott's the MVP.
It's just reach in, Kali Ma, rip the heart out, and just feel it beating.
Yeah.
It's like, so I'll describe this relationship to you. It's my heart is broken, and I swear off. I'm like, I'm done with this relationship. And the Cowboys, during the off season, they start, they start coming back around and making promises, and that they're going to change. It's going to be different this year. And so I take them back in, and then, a little slip up here and there, with the Cardinals. And then, the San Francisco Giants, that's expected, and they do something big for me. They beat the Eagles, but it's never in the cycle. It's just, they keep hurting me, just keep breaking my heart. And I just keep taking them back.
I really believe, as I'm starting to, that Jerry Jones probably extends his life by drinking the tears of the Cowboys fans. So he's allowing it to happen. He basks in the tears of the Cowboys fans. He'll be around another 100 years or so. We'll still be yelling, we them boys, and he'll just be surrounded like the Crypt Keeper, just drinking y'all tears.
So he needs the dose every December. That's when he rejuvenates.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly.
And he needs the fresh tears of thinking that you had them, and have the real ones.
Yes, because those are the ones that taste the best.
Yeah. That's the real cruelty behind the Cowboys, because at least with my Lions, they've never given me even a glimmer of hope in my life.
Like at 0-15, one playoff game, the season was over.
Yeah, I was 10 when they won the last playoff game. So and Gene, you got to deal with this where you really think you're going to the Super Bowl, and then it's just crushed you. Oh, it's terrible. Okay, well, the last playoff game the Lions won, I believe, was against the Dallas Cowboys before we went to play the Redskins and got killed by them in the NFC Championship. So, yeah, how's that feel? Last team in the Lions.
What year was that?
Playoffs. I don't know. It was like 91, I think.
Yeah.
I was a very little child.
It was before Blu-ray, I guarantee you.
Oh yeah, definitely before Blu-rays.
Gene still has the VHS tapes of the last Super Bowl win.
All this football talk has me thinking about our question for tonight. So we're going to ask questions so we can get to know each other a little bit better. And our question for tonight is, what is your favorite college bowl game? So Jeff, let's start with you. What's your favorite bowl game?
I have been a big fan of the New Year's Six Bowls, especially because the Buckeyes tend to be in them almost yearly. whether it be in the playoffs or through just the regular bowls because we have a grid team. So I would have to say my favorite one is specifically the 2015 Sugar Bowl, where we rolled on Alabama. So that's my favorite bowl game. If it's just a bowl game in general, I love the pageantry of the Rose Bowl. There's nothing that beats a good Rose Bowl, the parade, everything set up, the sunset over the stadium, the afternoon kickoff for that game. Just the beauty of that one is, but my favorite actual game of a bowl game would be the Alabama game where we beat them bad.
Okay. Well, Alabama's about to get beat by another Big Ten team this year. Jody, what about you? What's your favorite bowl game?
The only time that we can actually all agree that Alabama's not good and that the Big Ten is better is only when your team is playing them, because normally we're not going to vote for your team for anything. So my
Should they try and both lose?
yeah, that would be great.
Have them
My
tied.
favorite bowl game would be any bowl game that the Buckeyes are winning or have won. And then my favorite bowl game, I've got to agree with Jeff. The Rose Bowl, there's nothing like it. I mean, the pageantry of it, the parade, the game, everything about it. And the problem that I have now is I remember the bowl game names as they were and not their new names. So I'm like, oh, wait, now what the heck is that thing called again? So Rose Bowl is my answer, because I probably will. If I say that another one, it's probably been renamed 15 times since I know what it is. So
Yeah, they change sponsors like yearly now anymore.
I know it's way too.
When are we going to sponsor a bowl game? Disney with the Ducks, Military Bowl or whatever, Soup Bowl, whatever.
Duck Bowl.
Should we have it in like where's Oregon? Eugene?
Mm-hmm.
We should just we have a whole team we
I mean,
sponsor. the
that's
Oregon
a Big
Ducks.
Ten country now.
It is. The whole country is Big Ten country at this point. And there's that little pocket of SEC in the South.
Gene needs to do his disclaimer if you're going to move to Oregon, because that's too close to that other Ducks. So get on that disclaimer, Gene.
Yeah.
All right, Lonnie, favorite bowl game.
Man, I'm going to go a different route, Gene. I'm sorry, John. I'm going to say the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, specifically in 2019 when LSU dominated Oklahoma to go on to win the national championship. I think that score was 49-14. I could be wrong, but no, I'm pretty sure I'm right. So number one, it's Chick-fil-A, so it's blessed. It's a bowl. LSU won. We went from there and we won a national championship and went down in history as the best college football team ever.
Best college football team ever, huh?
Best undefeated college football team ever.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, the Peach Bowl is a fun one. That's another one that's always usually got pretty good teams playing. That's nice.
Mhm.
All right, Kevin, what do you got? Favorite bowl?
So probably my favorite, because Kentucky usually doesn't make the bowl, or if they do, it's a bowl that's never on New Year's Day. So I'm a big fan of the Music City Bowl, and that's right here in my backyard. I've been to that a couple times, and that's pretty cool. One of them that I remember, I think it was in 1999. I went and we lost that game against Syracuse, but I was in the end zone and they threw a touchdown. The guy caught it and broke his arm right there in front of us. It was pretty gnarly. It was our tight end. But yeah, so that was kind of neat. But probably Music City Bowl or Liberty Bowl, because that's in Memphis. So that's pretty close by. So
Cool. Good choices. I like them. I like the local ones. We have one in Detroit that it used to be the Pizza Bowl, and now it's like the GMAC Bowl or something. It's like Lonnie, what you were saying, like they change sponsors all the
Was
time.
it the Motor City Bowl
Or
at one time?
Jody was saying.
I
Yeah,
think
it was the Motor City Bowl.
I think it was the Roscoe Chicken and Waffle Bowl at one point.
Hey, it was the only bowl game, like Kevin said with Kentucky, like Central didn't make a lot of bowl games. So my school, Central Michigan. So, we played in that one a few times, which was really cool.
The 8 Mile Bowl.
It's a little bit south of 8 Mile, as it turns out. It's at Ford Field, man.
7 miles south of 8 Mile.
Yeah, roughly. Gene, what's your favorite bowl game?
Yeah, traditionally, normally I would say maybe the Sugar Bowl, just because LSU, the SEC champion, always played it before the BCS era. But I'm going to say a different answer because you all kind of messed it up. This was going to be unique, but I don't live in a big place. There's not a lot of stuff that, exciting stuff that goes on in my area. But every year, usually after Christmas, this year it's early, the Independence Bowl happens in Shreveport, Louisiana. And so we've gotten some great teams here. I've been a few times. This year it's the Radiance Independence Bowl. It was played last night, Texas Tech and Cal. And it's neat because you get to meet people from different places that wouldn't necessarily come to Louisiana. We've hosted Nebraska and Colorado and, whoever happens to that year, Air Force. We're a big Air Force town anyway. Saban's first year at Alabama, they came to this bowl and all the fans there were LSU fans. And so there was lots of nasty, nasty signs. And somebody bought a ULM down the road from us, put up a sign because they'd actually beaten Alabama that year. And they put up a big sign with the score to remind Nick Saban and the rest of the team how bad they'd beaten them. And so that was a fun year. But it's neat. I actually ran into some Cal players and some Texas Tech players and some fans and had a chance to talk to them. And I don't think of Shreveport as a very exciting place, but they really enjoyed their visit. They said everybody was so nice. And obviously they didn't go to every part of Shreveport. They ate good food, and that's probably the most important thing. So it's a neat bowl. I didn't get to go this year, but I like to go sometimes.
John, can I ask a clarifying question?
Yeah.
Is the best part that they didn't go to parts of Shreveport or that they ate good food? Which one?
The best part is that they ate good food.
Okay, good. I just didn't know when you said the best part, and then you said they didn't go to certain parts of Shreveport. That's the best part, and they ate good food. I just wanted to know which one you were talking about.
Which one's more important? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like them buying the signs on the freeway. That's what makes college football so fun.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
The rivalries, the constant harassing of teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is by far the best sport, I think. And so much better than the NFL because it's just so fun the way. I mean, you have 115,000 people at the big house. Ohio State has
What's the big house? Never heard of it.
What?
So what's the big house? Never heard of it.
In Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Whose football stadium is that?
The best.
Central Michigan?
No, the University of Michigan Wolverines. About to be the home of the national champions.
I thought the national champion, it was a requirement that they have to be in the SEC, from the SEC. Is that not true?
Only if you ask ESPN.
That's true. That's kind of true.
I heard, and this could be just gossip, but I heard that Ric Flair is going to do the Michigan announcements for you guys coming out. He's going to get out there.
Yeah, he's a huge Michigan fan.
Yeah, he's going to go out there and he's going to be like, sign stealing, cheating, diamond ring wearing,
winning.
Can't keep these alligators on the ground.
Can't keep these signs away from us.
Well, speaking of the Rose Bowl, which Michigan will be playing Alabama in a few weeks here. That's my favorite bowl game too. I think all the Big Ten people, it's just you navigate towards that because you grew up watching it, and my dad passed away a week and a half ago, and that was one of the things. Every New Year's Day, we'd watch all the bowl games, but whether Michigan was playing or not, the Rose Bowl was the one we made sure we watched because you guys said it too. With the stadium, it's 2:30 kickoff or something out in California. Throughout the game, you see the sun setting. It's beautiful, perfect weather every year. And of course, my favorite Rose Bowl was the 98 Rose Bowl when Michigan beat Washington State for the national championship, which we would have beat Nebraska that year too, had we played them. But history, you'll never know really. But yeah, so that's my all-time favorite bowl game. But I love college bowl games. They're so fun to watch. You play teams outside of your conference that you never would have scheduled. And it's cool to see, the Big Ten teams playing SEC teams and see how we fare and that kind of thing. So I really enjoy that. But you know what almost ruined bowl games for me was Dan Wetzel's book, Death to the BCS, during the whole BCS era. And just the amount of money that schools pay towards these bowls and don't get back. So that was a bummer. I don't know why I took this in the negative direction, but anyway, in about 2 weeks here, we're going to see the University of Michigan play Alabama in the Rose Bowl, and I could not be more excited for this game. So, then after that, we've got probably Georgia, right? Georgia or Washington, one of them. No, not Georgia. Who's Washington playing? Texas. Why am I thinking Georgia? Oh, because, like Jeff said, the ESPN wants an all-SEC playoff. But, yeah, so we either got Washington or Texas in the national championship, so I'm excited about that. Jeff's going to leave this in just to make me sound like an idiot, too.
The internet never forgets.
No,
Remember
it
that,
doesn't.
John. The internet never
That's
forgets.
fine. One game at a time. Just look at the next game. Then we worry about the future opponents. All right. So, good discussion on college bowl games. One of the funnest topics that there is this time of year. But we're going to get into, as the year's coming to an end, we're going to talk about the 2023 kind of year in review with Disney, talk about our favorite news stories and kind of our favorite personal Disney moment throughout the year. So let's start off with going through our favorite news stories. Jeff, what do you got as one of your top news stories of the year from Disney?
I think the removal of Harmonious and the Harmonious barges, for the most part, there's still a little bit stuff there in the middle, but was the biggest highlight of me for the year. I hated having my obstructed view. I really didn't care for the show that much. So just having that removed from there brought me a lot of joy this year and kind of getting it caught back to how it should be.
Man, I miss Harmonious. I loved it. I don't know. I think I'm maybe one of the few. I liked it though. I thought it was a good show. It was entertaining. It was better than I didn't like Illuminations. I just didn't. I don't know. Too much noise.
The show should be Epcot forever.
I haven't seen it. But yeah. Well, I'm excited to see what are they putting back in there?
Luminous.
Oh yeah, that hasn't started yet, has it?
Mhm.
Oh, it has.
Mhm.
I'm really on fire tonight. I'm batting 1,000 here. Good Lord.
The Bulldogs.
Okay. All right, thanks, Jeff. Jody, what's your favorite news story of the year?
Jeff, I agree with you. Take down those taco barges and Ursula arms. I'm glad they're gone. I never liked them. So good answer. Mine is also Epcot related. I am thankful that the walls are finally down. They have been up for, I don't know, 976 years or something like that. So you can actually walk through Epcot without hitting a construction wall. They put up a new attraction experience. I don't know. What do you call Moana? A walkthrough?
It's a walkthrough. It's fairly neat. It's interesting. It's neat.
A ride.
So I haven't seen it yet, but it's something new and something else to do in Epcot. So anything new and that is not just taking something else and taking over. And I'm excited about it. Something new and walls are down. So yay, Epcot coming back to its former glory.
And the Moana thing's actually kind of like old Epcot. It's kind of like an educational journey a bit. So it's kind of like that edutainment coming back.
Okay. Oh, you were there recently, right? And saw it?
I was there over wine and dine.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. I like Moana, the movie, and I think it'll be cool. Especially, Jody, like you said, without having all the construction and everything going on. I mean, I'll take anything at this point that's not a construction wall that's 8 feet tall or whatever.
Exactly. It took, I kind of don't remember what it was like before the construction walls, honestly. So
no,
I'm
it's
excited.
been a few years. Longer than it should have been. All right, Lonnie, what do you got as top news story of the year for you?
Well, for me, John, it's after 12 years, the Tron Light Cycle coaster finally opened April the 4th, 2023. Right. So it was a long time coming. Awesome ride. We just had to wait. Disney likes to build our anticipation. So we're anticipating it. Finally, though, it opened in 2023. So love that ride. That's probably one of the biggest things for me for 2023.
Yeah. No, it's such a fun ride. It's so smooth. And the way you sit on that vehicle is amazing. Just leaning forward like that makes it seem so much faster than it is.
Yeah. For a fun fact, they actually started building that before they built the one in Tokyo.
Before they even built the Magic Kingdom, I think they were building that ride. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they
put
built a park around it.
Exactly. Put the foundations in then.
Oh my. Have you guys been on it at night?
Yes.
Yes.
It is so amazing. I mean, it's amazing during the day, but at night it's like a completely other level. Like they just kick it up a notch. It's amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
Good choice, Lonnie. Good choice.
Thank you.
Kevin, what do you got for the year?
So I've got two little ones, so I'm gonna make that one of mine. So it's not
Wait
really
a minute.
little.
Wait a minute. Let's see if any of us can guess Kevin's. Let's just. We're not going to say. Let's just all raise our hands. I know no one can see. This is not a lot of people watch us, but they hear us.
Gene
How
just raised
many
his hand
of us-
because you told him to.
How many of us?
I can guess.
No, and then we'll all say yes or no after he says it. But all right, Kevin. Sorry, didn't want to interrupt, but
What's my first pick, and why is it the meet and greet with Figment?
Yay! You said it.
Oh.
So that's mine. So finally, after basically my entire life, from the first time I went to Disney, I always wanted to meet Figment, and actually got to meet him, back in October for the first time, which is really cool. So that was a big thing for me, and I, finally got to meet him. And then the other big thing is, of course, the 100th anniversary, of Disney. And I'm a member of D23, and it's really cool. They sent like this really cool Mickey statue that I really enjoy. I've got that in my office. So that was pretty cool. So kind of seeing the different decorations and things like that coming off the end of the 50th for Walt Disney World was kind of cool. So,
Yeah. Another fun fact, Kevin, is they actually started building that Figment pavilion. I think on your third birthday.
I think they did.
All right, Gene. So, what's your favorite news story from the year for Disney?
Yeah, this was a little unconventional, but I mean, we all know that the holidays they're really a time to celebrate. Really, I don't know, the heartwarming moments in life. I don't know, but I think that I'm really thankful this year because just recently, for the first time in 7 years, an African elephant calf was born at Disney Animal Kingdom. I mean, I think that's special. It was natural breeding. It's part of Disney's conservation efforts. Cora was born to Mom Nadira. She's had a chance to meet her grandmother and her Aunt Stella, her grandmother Donna. I mean, it's just, like I said, a special time. She's a little chunky. She's 218 pounds, but that'll be fine.
Let's not body shame her.
Yeah,
She actually
looks a little skinny, but no, I'm just really excited about that. So just wanted to share that with y'all.
That is really
my
cool.
feelings I weigh more than a baby elephant. Not gonna lie here, guys.
Another fun fact: they started working on that baby calf. That's okay.
They have a long gestational period.
They do.
Yeah, so
They do.
that cat's been in the works for a while. No, that's awesome though. I saw that on the news the other day, and I was really excited about that. I would love to see a baby elephant. Can you imagine like being able to I don't know, hold it? It's 218 pounds. You're probably not going to hold it, but still, just hug it.
You think the Mama Nadira would get upset if you held her baby?
Maybe, and then she'd probably
I
charge
want
you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to.
No, you don't want to be charged by an elephant. That's not
Yeah.
good. Okay. My favorite news story from this year is they brought back Happily Ever After. And it happened while I was at Disney. So I got to see the first show back. It was from the balcony of my room at Copper Creek. So I wasn't in the park for the first night, but we were in the park to see it on that trip. And I got to tell you, it was amazing because I love that show. I love the soundtrack. I love everything about it. And I was so upset when they got rid of it. And Enchantment, apparently not good. So, they pivoted, and Bob Iger coming back on board in November of 22 made some good decisions there. And I think that was one of them. So I don't know if that was him or what's his name? Josh
Tomorrow.
Yeah, D'Amaro, the head of Disney Parks now. I don't know which one of those guys, but I want to shake their hand and tell them thank you for bringing that back because
for all the women in the world, we're going to thank Josh for it. He gets all the credit.
Why? Is he a good-looking fella? Josh D'Amaro, really? Huh. Okay. I mean, honestly, I don't look at him and be like, wow, that's a handsome fella. He's no George Clooney, Denzel Washington. You know, he's not one of those to me. I don't know. Well, no, it's good having the insight, Jody. I'm glad you bring the
I'm telling
woman's
you, the
perspective.
ladies love him. The ladies love him. And some men too. Whatever.
Well, yeah.
People love him.
obviously. Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad that Disney is putting their good-looking folks, front and center there to get some of the get out in front of the news media and whatnot. All right. Do we have another one? Kevin, do you have another news story from this year that you're really excited about?
So the big one for me was the release of Ahsoka and the second season or the third season of finale of Mandalorian and Bad Batch. So all the Star Wars content this year has been fantastic. You know, being able to see Ahsoka come to life after watching animated for so many years, and being part of that was just really, really cool. And being at Celebration this year and hearing all about it and all the build up to it, and then to see it actually come to life, and that was something really big for me for the year. So
nice.
So
I still haven't seen it yet.
Star Wars content in 2023 was top notch.
You didn't leave any of it for any of the rest of the Star Wars fans to share, did you, Kevin? You had to take it all, didn't you?
Mandalorian season 3 was amazing. Is it really that show's over? That was
Not over.
Not over. Oh, okay. So yeah, I loved it. I'm so excited about a next season, but I need to watch Ahsoka because I haven't yet. Okay. All right. Gene, what do you got as another fun news story that it got you excited this year?
So this very well could not be correct information because that's just the way I roll.
But wait, did you find it on the internet?
No, not yet. I was looking for
it. It's on the internet. It's true. If it's not, it's probably false.
This is just memory. So, I mean, you all know how that works. But if memory serves me correctly, it usually doesn't. Disney Dining, either it was announced this year that it would be resuming,
Yeah.
And so, I mean, besides the Dallas Cowboys and Lonnie Gaines, the other toxic relationship I have in my life is food. So, there we go. Disney Dining, have great experiences. It really Disney hasn't broken my heart quite yet with dining, so.
No, I agree with you. I think bringing back the dining plan is awesome. I think we've talked about it before. I love prepaying for the food, even if I'm 100% sure I pay Disney more money doing that, but it takes so much stress off of me when I'm in a restaurant. My kids want to order a steak, and I'm like, no, I'm not paying $43 for you to eat dinner as a 10-year-old boy. But on the dining plan, I'm like, you know what? Go for it.
Get 2 of them. Get 2 of them.
Do whatever you want.
I don't know that they come out ahead with me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I was a bit turned off with having to pay for the adult meal for my 14-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Especially when she eats salads and whatnot. But, we make it work.
Yeah.
And it's nice. It comes with a drink, and you usually get a dessert or an appetizer in there. It's a good deal.
It is what it is, and it isn't what it isn't, right?
Right. Exactly. That's a good way to look at the world, Gene.
It is. It is.
Lonnie,
it isn't, unless it isn't.
It is unless it isn't.
John, for me, it has to be the return of the Run Disney races to California. This year, of course, we're all going to many of us are going to migrate to the for double dare, but of course registration was earlier this year in 2023. So the excitement of the races going back to California, us getting in there, making a coalition of the willing to get registered, to me that was probably the highlight of the year for me at Disney. It's been a long time coming, right? So glad to have those races back. Glad that finally Disney was able to kind of work out some of the challenges they were having with the city of Anaheim and finished, the DVC resort there. That's kind of, you run by that. So that kind of was a limiting factor as well. So just Disneyland getting back to normal.
Yeah, that is pretty
Mhm.
awesome. I'm excited to do one of those races with you guys one of these years coming up.
We're excited
It
to have
looks
you.
amazing. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. I think you guys are going to have such a fun time, and Southern California is such a fun place to hang out, and it's just going to be perfect. Man. All right, Jody, what else do you got?
There were a couple of new restaurants that came out this year. I've yet to try some of them, but there's the new sushi place in Epcot in the Japan Pavilion. I cannot think of the name of it. Anyone know the name?
It's like sushi taki or something. It's something. Yeah.
Anything? I don't know. But that's anytime there's new food options, that's always exciting to try. So I am a huge sushi fan, so that one will be one that I will look forward to adding to my repertoire. So anything new to spice it up. Oh, and the one that just came out in Disney Springs, which I am super, super excited about because I watch a lot of her on Food Network, is the Eat
Eat.
at Disney Springs, the new Indian restaurant. What's her name? Manish, maybe? Anyway, that I'm really excited about. I won't be eating it during marathon weekend, but over the summer or spring break when we're there, I'll try it out. So
That's a lot of spices to throw at you right before a race. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
But so where is it located? Do you
in
know?
Disney Springs,
Yeah.
I don't know. Someone had said maybe near the old Wolfgang Puck, but I don't
Okay.
don't listen to me. That's just me repeating things that I don't know anything about. So
I'm excited about that. And you're right with Japan adding that sushi place. Japan's already my favorite pavilion for food. They have just the quick service is amazing there. The restaurants they have there are awesome. So I'm really excited about the sushi place too.
I don't know, Jody. I think you should try it right before the marathon. I mean, that might be the that Indian food might be the the fuel, the race fuel you need
fuel
to take
me
it to the
to
next level.
You're probably going to add a few minutes, having to stop at some of those Porta John banks, but
I don't know.
Yeah.
It might just fuel you right. The spice.
I'll just push you along. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it could get
Ugh.
interesting. We're just gonna leave it like that. So I'm not gonna try it in January. I'm gonna wait till
Okay, fair.
Cool.
Maybe I'll try it when I go down for a springtime surprise, because why not, right? Can always use some new excitement.
Right.
Gotta try something new. I mean, why not try
you
something?
may want to reconsider your bathroom situation, John, and maybe not
Oh.
try it.
Well,
spring-
yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
traveling with the lady friend,
Yeah,
and
that's why I was
we
trying
are
to
in Pop Century where there's only one bathroom.
Yeah.
So yeah, I probably should avoid
Maybe
Indian
not.
food on that trip. Yeah,
Hmm.
and it'll be our first trip ever together. So
probably don't want to try that.
Yeah.
Eesh,
John,
yeah.
I will actually send you a gift card to the restaurant if you try it.
We will all chip in and pay John if you do it.
And
Only
I-
for that
I will
restaurant.
send you a variety pack sample of poopery for your room to make sure that and a pack of matches. So
Yeah. Like, all right, sorry, honey, you're gonna have to go to the lobby if you want to
And then
use the
we
bathroom.
want the lady friend to come on an episode the week after and discuss it.
She's like, I didn't realize how gassy a human could be. Didn't realize those smells could come out of a person. Who knew? Oh my god.
Who knew that my topic was going to take that left turn?
Yeah. Well. Right. I mean, that's the beauty of this show, right? We go off on these tangents and then we bring it back. So Jeff, let's get back on track. What do you got for your other favorite news story of the year?
I'm excited about the DVC opening cabins at Port Wilderness. That's one resort I've never stayed at. I've been through there. I think it's interesting. I just don't know why I've never stayed there. Just never. But now that I could potentially stay there on points with my DVC contract, I'm really excited to see how that works out.
That is really cool. But the thing I was looking at, they sleep 6, which is interesting because there's not really other Disney resorts without going to a 1-bedroom. Well, no, really a 2-bedroom, right? Because the 1-bedrooms are mostly 5. But there's not a lot of options for a family of 6, so that's pretty awesome. I'm excited about that
It is
too.
really cool. So that's the one that has they have the hot tubs and all that, correct? Like right there on the water.
No,
Oh, that's the cabins.
that's the cabin.
Copper Creek. Yeah, those are awesome. I want to stay in one
Yeah,
of
they
those.
are awesome.
Yeah.
But
I'm interested, like you, Jeff. I want to see the point charts for
Right.
it when it's released. And also, one thing about it that I really think is cool is you can bring your dogs to that one, right? So if you're a dog family, and we're all dog people here, I've never thought about having the opportunity to bring my dogs to Disney, and I think that'll be something cool to kind of do there. So the images and that the release looked really, really
It
promising.
does. I'm excited.
Mhm.
And they're building them off site apparently, and they're bringing them in. So this should be up and running this spring. I mean, it's going to be a quick turnaround.
that's awesome. Have they started selling those yet?
I don't believe so.
Points? Okay.
Not yet.
I mean, I was gonna go with another news story, but Jeff, to play off of yours and just kind of tag onto it, so I don't use my other news story. I'm gonna say like the Poly Tower being part of the same association as the rest of the Polynesian villas. That's pretty awesome to me as someone who loves the Polynesian but has a insane number of children. I can't stay at the Polynesian anymore because Crosby now is going to be, he just turned 2. So in the future, even me and just my kids, we could not fit in there anymore. So it's going to be awesome to have a 2-bedroom option available that's not the bungalow. I'm sure they're going to be insane amount of points, but it almost gets me to the point where I want to buy more Poly points. I just sold a Poly contract last year when everything was going on with my family and stuff, and we were kind of downsizing our DVC, and now I'm like, maybe I should sell Copper Creek and buy all Poly again. So yeah, the resale DVC people are going to love me coming up here in the next few years as I shuffle things around to try to figure out how I can get into that Poly Tower.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm really excited about that. But my other news story is really going to be Splash Mountain. I love that ride, but I'm so excited to see the way they retheme it and reimagine it with Princess and the Frog, because that's one of my favorite Disney movies. And I think on our overrated episode, I talked about how I loved it. And I don't think enough people give it the love it deserves. And I think having a ride like that will really bring more people to that movie. But, I'm so excited to see the music they have and the scenes that they have going through there. I think it's going to be really awesome. It brings some, more representation into the park for that movie that just, there's really nothing other than a Tiana meet and greet. There's not a lot of Princess and the Frog out there. And I just think that movie deserves it because it's such a good film, and the soundtrack is so awesome. So I'm pretty pumped about this. And I think really by the time Crosby just turned 2, I think for his graduation present from college, I'll be able to take him and go be one of the first ones on that ride. So that's pretty cool.
So literally, John, if you think about it, Disney made this. Crosby was 1 when they started. By the time he's 18, it should be done, or at least it should start to the soft opening, right? Soft. So by the time he's 18, so when he goes off to college, he's good to go.
Right.
That could be opening college program days for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, I really am though super excited about this one. I know a lot of people are not happy about the retheming and whatever, but like Walt said, it's not a museum. It got to be a living thing that keeps changing and evolving, and bringing in some of the other IP that isn't represented elsewhere is pretty awesome to me. So
yeah, and John, I will say this too, man. Something that you said, I think it's on a serious note, right? Because we play a lot. I think Disney does a good job of really representing and have good representation for not just in the movies, but now more into the parks as well, which I think is very important, right? I mean, you have these, you're walking around Epcot, and of course you have, when you go through World Showcase, you have all the different cultures and things of that nature. I love the fact that they're bringing that out to other parts of the park, not just at World Showcase, right? So kudos for you for that comment. I think that's an awesome thing that you picked up on, and I think Disney does a good job of doing that.
Yeah, you're right, Lonnie. I think they do, and getting kids to see different people of different races, backgrounds, everything, and everybody's going to find somebody that's like them, and that's important, I think, too, especially to little kids, is to see someone who's like them. So I think, it's awesome what they're doing with inclusion and everything else. So pretty excited about everything around that retheming.
Yeah, you just have to wait about 16 more years. We'll be
exactly. And then, then we'll be in the 2040s, and who knows, right? Yeah. All right. So another thing we wanted to talk about was one of our favorite personal moments with Disney over this year. So Jody, do you have a favorite personal moment of the year that you want to share with the group?
This one I struggled with the most because having a personal moment, I have like 292. So I'm gonna kind of cheat. I'm gonna play a John, and I'm gonna just broad stroke it though. So first of all, I would have to say my year kicked off awesome because I was with all of you, right? Well, and with John on a stick, John's head on a stick. So he was technically.
How does that?
Whoa, hey, whoa.
Did you see that?
That was
Yeah.
so
That was weird.
Why are you the only one that happens to, Jody? Like,
pretty
you had
awesome.
Oh, Jody's got fireworks going off around her head. I love it.
You guys got to watch this. Y'all need to go to YouTube
Yeah.
just for this. We don't know what's happening, but Jody has special stuff.
So wait,
Wow.
Nope.
it doesn't do it for me.
You gotta be me.
Jody, is that a real background or is that your family Christmas?
That
tree
is
behind you?
that is our Christmas tree.
Oh, I was thinking
That's-
maybe if you had like a fake background part of it.
No,
was
that's our Disney tree.
fireworks. Huh.
That's like,
Jody is using the force.
Yeah. For our podcast listeners that you're only seeing or hearing the audio, Jody, every time Jody gives us a double thumbs up, fireworks go off around her head. It's amazing.
I'm just
It's crazy.
We had
It's-
balloons a few weeks ago.
here's what it is. It's the reward for being the girl with the boys. That's what I get the
You have to
fireworks.
deal with all these men.
So anyway, so what I was saying is my year started off awesome because I was with all of you and John's head on a stick because he was there in spirit. So that really is so special to me though. Is like I love you all and I love our time together, but actually seeing you face to face and being able to give you a hug and break bread with you and share those moments is pretty awesome. So I couldn't leave that out because that would be terrible because you're my friends. And then February, the month after, was my first Run Disney race with my daughter. So, hello, I got to talk about that because that's pretty epic because that was special for us to have her 16th birthday and our first Run Disney race. So, I have to mention that. And then we got to stay at our home resort at the Riv and then go on the Wish in July. So, you guys are. I can't just pick one of those things. So,
you can't.
kind of get a really brief overview of the spinning travel history at Disney this past year because I couldn't select a favorite child. So there you go, all three.
Okay, fair. I like what you did there. You fit a lot into that answer, and I love it.
Oh, and
So
I
basically
also,
everything, everywhere, all at once is what it
Yeah.
sounds like.
Cruise
I
line, the
also-
parks, the races.
I also want to say that I accidentally left out Roundup Rodeo Barbecue in my list of new restaurants that came in 2023. So I apologize to the Toy Story fans and those, and that I completely forgot about that. So my sincerest apologies for not mentioning that in the new restaurants that hit Disney World in 2023. So sorry,
Is it good? Has anyone been there?
I haven't been there.
Been there.
Me neither. Man.
So.
Well, we're gonna have to make a group trip down and try it. It's the
Yeah.
only solution here.
But just don't eat the baked beans if you have a special lady friend with you, John.
Yeah,
John,
I know that's a good point.
I will
Or if you want to give a
you
test, if you
all
want to have a test.
to eat those beans right before the race.
I mean, at this point, we've been dating long enough. She should be used to it.
It's a great test, like I said.
That's how you really find out if someone likes you or not. If they stick
Yeah.
around after that experience, boom, they're a
That's true.
keeper. Oh my god! I hope Dee listens to this. She's like, I'm sorry, I can't go to this race.
I'm out.
I got a thing. I got to wash my hair that day.
Yeah.
What day? All the whole weekend.
Yeah,
All the
it doesn't matter. The whole
Every day.
month.
Wash on Friday, condition on Saturday. Yeah, everything. Just everything.
Oh, good lord! Oh boy, you need 2 thumbs, Jody, to get the fireworks. I think.
I know. I was trying to.
There we go.
Maybe it's because I'm an Apple, a Mac. I don't know.
I'm on a Mac and I can't do it. So you're special.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good
Anyway, but
All right,
those are
well-
my highlights of the year. I tried to be very quick about them and not go into too much detail because I listed them all. But yeah, those were my highlights.
Perfect. Lonnie, what about you? What do you got? Favorite personal moment?
You know, I want to do a Jody and mention marathon weekend and mention all kind of the stuff, but I'm not. I'm going to try to, you notice I did. I kind of bought that stuff in there, but not actually doing it. I found a loophole, a legal loophole. So I am going to go with, similar to Jody on this one as well, running my first Run Disney race with my daughter. And hanging out with Jeff on that Saturday. I'm bringing all that into it because that was a great weekend. It was a combination of a lot of things. Her achieving something that she thought she couldn't do, and she did it extremely well. And then us, adopting Jeff into the family and hanging out with him for a day as well. So I'm gonna go with that being the biggest Disney moment for me for this year. Yeah.
I think anytime somebody could spend a day with me would be their highlight of the year.
Yeah.
There should have been no question on that one, Lonnie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we see what happens if I do that?
It's raining.
Why does it not work for anybody else?
Just teasing, Jeff. I'm just
Yeah.
These special effects from Jody are amazing.
So good.
Now, I will say this, John. That's my Disney World. If you're talking about cruise line, I did take a 7-night on a Fantasy with my wife. Was our first Disney cruise by ourselves, and that was really good too, right?
Oh, I
Because
can only imagine.
it changes the whole dynamic of a cruise when you just kind of staying in the adult section the whole time. So yeah, that's if you're talking about parks and then cruise. So technically, I'm not cheating because it's two different
No.
divisions of Disney. So
Yeah, they're separate. Yeah.
You don't cross the streams.
No. I am so excited to eventually go on a Disney cruise if I win the lottery because all these kids want to come too. Lonnie, I need to figure out how I can just.
Yeah,
all right, kids. Sorry,
sell a
I got a
kidney.
thing. Right. Or I can just be like, kids, I got a thing. It's a work thing. You can't come. And then they see pictures on Facebook of me and like Castaway Key, like
With Stitch, because he's usually there when you get off the boat. Just having the Stitch like,
perfect. And he's my kid's favorite. So that'll
really rub it in. That'll be
Yeah.
perfect for the kids. I think you should go anyway. Let me just tell you something. Kids need to get used to that sometimes life is hard and get used to disappointments. It's kind of like the Princess Bride, right? What he said, get used to disappointments. You teach them my life lessons.
Yeah, especially living with me. They should be used to disappointment already. Oh man. All right. Kevin, what do you got as a favorite personal Disney moment?
So favorite Disney park was I got to take my kids and we did the Halloween, the not so scary Halloween party. That was a whole lot of fun. I got to take a new family that had never been to Disney and see kids see Disney for the first time. That was so awesome. And all of y'all's tips really helped out a lot. And I believe they really had a blast and they're all already wanting to go again. So that was a lot of fun. And then taking the kids to see Galaxy's Edge for the first time. I mean, that was unbelievable. Like walking through the tunnel, I just watched their faces and that was a highlight of my whole trip right there, just to see that. Sort of Disney, but not quite. My other one is when I got to take my oldest to London to go see the Star Wars Celebration. So that's Disney adjacent, I guess. But that was such an experience that he'll never forget. I know I'll never forget. And I just don't know if there's any way I can top that. But it's been a really good year all around for us. So
yeah. And Kevin, that's awesome getting to do that with your son. Like that's really cool. Taking them to a foreign country and traveling overseas and all of that. That is so cool that you got to do that. And I'm sure.
Okay, raise of hands of those of
remember
us who really were expecting Kevin to say sharing a milkshake with Gene in the back of the car.
I wasn't expecting it, Jody, but I was hopeful, and now my heart hurts for Gene.
Yeah, Gene's crying a river over there.
And Gene is feverishly scratching out that from his list. I'm not going to say it if he didn't.
I'm not going to say that now.
I didn't even have to mention it. I mean, it was kind of understood, right?
It's understood. I know it's, you hadn't called him yet, John, but I mean, similar to the way that Kevin watched his kids' faces as he walked through the tunnel. I watched Kevin's face as they brought a milkshake to us, and the sci-fi movies came on the screen.
Yeah,
That was my favorite memory.
Always a good time at the drive-in
we
in the
also
back
had-
seat with your.
yeah,
But-
and it came out with 2 straws and presented to them, and they sit there and had a
They were
nice
put
shake
straws
together.
intertwined, and
Yeah, and then came back to the room, and then basically both died.
But before we did that, we went and we like worked together to find something that Lonnie could eat. So we worked with the
We did.
chef, and we're like, we got to get something for this poor guy. He had such a bad day, and so they whipped something up in the back, and we brought it in. But we worked together on that. So
We did.
Good teamwork.
It makes the dream work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't have as many Disney experiences as y'all did, so that was one of my that whole weekend was my big Disney experience. It was just great I say great. I mean, from the missed flights to get there, and getting there at 1 o'clock in the morning and an hour of sleep, and not being able to pick up a packet, and then great time at the parks, and then my special time with Kevin, and then getting violently ill in the middle of the night and missing the half marathon, and so not completing Dopey. Big disappointment, but some great memories. I mean, it was a fun trip. A special Star Wars treat, with Jody and Tim, and it was just a special weekend all the way around.
Yeah, but it sets up perfectly your redemption Dopey that will take place next year.
I don't run marathons anymore. We know this.
No, you're gonna, because I'm gonna try to run the marathon next year.
It is known.
And I need all the help I can get. So
you're saying 2025, right?
yeah.
Yes.
2025.
Okay.
Yeah, not next year is in 2 weeks from now. I'm not. I can't. I honestly can't even sit in a chair right now because my back hurts so bad. So I'm out this year. Next year.
John's first Dopey, Gene's redemption
No.
Dopey, Kevin's redemption Dopey, Jody's birthday Dopey. It's going to be legend. Wait for it.
Hope you're not lactose intolerant.
Hope you didn't eat Indian food before your first
Dairy.
date. Dairy. Legendary.
Oh, man. No, it will be my second marathon. Not my first Dopey, because I don't think I can be away from my kids for that long, and I don't think I could bring them with me and wake up at 1:30 every morning.
Yeah.
So-
All right, John. You keep telling yourself that. You
I'm
can be
gonna-
very persuasive. Ask Gene.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? It's only a 5K, a 10K and a half, right? Like,
Yeah,
you
it's
can
not
wake
that
up,
big.
do that, and then go back to bed for a little bit.
That's it. I'm telling you, once it
Nothing.
starts, it gets around to registration. Gene will jump on it. You'll jump on it. We'll all get in it. It'll be good to go. We might even get Jeff in it. We just don't even know what's going on.
I'm
My-
very
my-
susceptible
my-
to
my
peer
not-
pressure.
I'm sorry. My not favorite memory of the year is not planning on registering for running at Disneyland, and my wife saying, and I was just registering other people, and my wife saying, well, you should register, so we should go. And then it not working out and me having to make a decision to not go on that trip. A little disappointing. It's the right decision, but not my best memory of the year. But I'll live to run another day.
Oh, you're gonna live to run that Dopey. You see, that's how this all works together. Nothing's
All
by
roads lead to
happenstance or
Dopey.
chance. And I don't know if you guys know this. I make fun of Gene. Gene's one of my best friends. He's gonna run Dopey. Just get ready for it. I mean, let's be honest. He said,
Wait, stop. One of my what? What was it? One of my, say that again?
one of my best friends. My wife
What?
is my best friend. I mean, it does like that. My
You
wife
saved
is my
yourself
best
there,
friend.
Wives,
Manny.
wives don't count. Whatever.
Wife-
Whatever.
I won't let her hear that.
Wow.
Dead to me.
Wow.
Dead to me.
Good thing our wives
Dead
don't
to
want to.
This
Dead
is
to
getting
me.
deep, and a lot of you guys are not going to be married anymore. So
Oh, I will, because I said the right answer. Gene, on the other hand, he's lucky that Chrissy doesn't listen to the podcast. She may get this podcast in the text message and say, listen to minute 59. Just listen to what Gene said.
okay. Wow. Well, my personal favorite moment from Disney was I took my 5 kids by myself and went to Disney for a week. And not only did we survive, but we actually had a lot of fun. We had a really good trip. My mother-in-law came down and she flew down and met us for a few days. That was really fun having her with us and just seeing like the kids experience Disney with their grandma. We got to stop by Jody's house and have some delicious food and hang out, and it was just really fun seeing like you and Tim and your kids. So that was a really fun experience too. And we saw Lonnie and his wife at the bus stop. Crosby finally got to meet his favorite human, Lonnie. So that was nice. But yeah, it was just an overall awesome trip. We stayed at Copper Creek in a 2-bedroom, which was one of the coolest hotels I've ever stayed at in my life. It was just overall like everything went well on that trip. And so, yeah, so that was my memory of the year from Disney. I got to see Happily Ever After. I mentioned it earlier. It came back while we were there. So we did the dessert party and it ended up being just me and my girls because the boys stayed back at the room with their grandma because my little guy wasn't feeling good. And then Caleb was just like, well, I don't want to go. So it was just me and my 3 girls then. And it was super fun. And then the night on the balcony, I'm out there just crying, watching Happily Ever After. My mother-in-law's like, are you okay out there? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. It's so great. So no, it was just overall one of the better trips we've ever had. Like things just went right. So that was awesome. So I'm really, really happy about that. So yeah.
Good stuff.
All right. So we all shared kind of some of our favorite.
I didn't get to share, John.
No. Well, we don't need Jeff to share. Do we care if Jeff shares?
Most people probably don't, but I'd still like to share anyway.
Okay, fine. Jesus, you can go. Good, Jeff. What is your favorite personal memory from Disney this year?
I'm going to do 2 since everybody else seems to be stealing the rule or breaking the rules anyway. My one was me and Riley's trip in June. That was our big kind of getaway following some life changes and events that happened over the last year. It was really nice to just take the week with her and do the parks at a different pace and kind of just slow down and see it differently than what I normally used to doing. We had a excuse me. We had a really great trip for that, and I really enjoyed that one. The second one would be my Run Disney Evolution, going from running Dopey in January and hitting all the races to being on the cheer squad in November for Wine and Dine for the half and the 10K. And just they're different experiences, but they're both good experiences. And just I really enjoyed the transition more than I thought I did, from running the races with everybody and having fun and laughing and joking to following people on course, meeting other friends that I knew kind of sort of, but when you're running races and they're cheering, you don't get to talk to them as much. But whenever you're sitting there clapping in a quiet zone for an hour and a half, you really get to talk to other people. Then being at the finish line and seeing people on course and high fives and hugs and everything throughout the courses and races, it's a good experience for me. I'm really glad I did that, and I really enjoyed the evolution of that. So
that sounds really fun to do, to be honest. I mean, the races, like you said, they're fun and they're awesome, and you get to know people and everything else. But especially like in the lizard community, there's so many people that cheer and are on the sidelines for the races. And like you said, Jeff, just spending time with friends and getting to know new people and that type of thing. I mean, that's really, I think, what draws a lot of us into the lizards and Run Disney anyway. Right. So it's just a perfect extension of that, I think.
Right. And you're cheering on people that you kind of knew who they were, but you didn't know who they were. And you're seeing them on course and then just waiting at the finish line for them to come through as you're waiting on everybody else to come through and seeing people. And if you haven't had a chance to do it, definitely try it. It is well worth the experience. And so, yeah. No, that's a good point, Jeff. I would love to do that. When I go down there, if I don't run Dopey that year that I'm running that marathon, I will try to get up a few mornings and go out and see everybody, because you get to be part of it then too, which is really cool. If I remember, I tried to get you to do that when you went down the first time, and you said,
too
no
early.
chance it's happening.
Nope. Yeah. It was too early. I like my sleep, and when I'm not getting kicked in the face by 27 kids at 6 a.m, I can sleep until 8, 9, whenever I want to get up. I'm taking advantage of that.
If I'm not running, I'm not getting up early. I love y'all. But I ain't getting up early.
Yeah. That's
you got up because you're running it. So you got no
I'm just saying if. I mean, I'm not even going, but I'm saying if.
You are.
Yeah. Okay. Keep telling yourself that.
I have a feeling we're all going to get talked into running Dopey by Lonnie. So, Yeah.
Fun
should probably start
fact:
training.
Gene has been registered for more dopies than he actually ran. Fun fact.
Wow.
Dude, you just man, like
Rough.
put the knife in, turn it.
I'm saying, Gene,
Salt.
that you gonna run this race. That's what I'm telling you, right? So you just get used to it. You got two things you can do. You could run the race or you could not run the race. Choose wisely, but you will run the race.
All right. Well, I'm glad we all got to share some of our fun moments from the year. We got to talk about a lot of cool news stories that came up this year that have an impact, hopefully, on a lot of our listeners too. So we'd love to hear from all of our listeners, though, what your favorite personal moments are or what your favorite news stories from the year are. So come on over to our Facebook group, Disney with the Ducks, and let us know what news stories we might have missed that are really important to you. But also, more importantly than that, I want to hear what your fun personal stories are from the year. What things did you do this year at Disney that maybe were new or fun or exciting, that really brought you and your family a lot of joy? Because I think that's what Disney is to a lot of us. It's a great place to experience have a lot of fun experiences with our family and friends. So come on over to Disney with the Ducks Facebook group and leave those memories for us to be able to read through. And with that, we'll move into our favorite segment of the show, Quacking Up with the Ducks. So, Kevin, let's start with you tonight. What do you got?
So, when does a joke become a dad joke?
I know.
Well,
I'm sure you know this. It's when the punchline becomes apparent.
I love it.
How does that happen, Daddy?
Well, you see, when two
Well,
jokes love each other,
when a man loves a woman, and
okay. Wow. All right. Lonnie, what do you got for a joke? Can you make us
it's the holidays, right? Christmas right around the corner. Unfortunately, it's very stressful. So why did Santa's helper see a therapist?
I don't know.
Why?
Because he had low self-esteem.
That'll do it.
Every time. Low
Yeah.
self-esteem.
Every time.
That'll do it.
Oh man. Gene, what fun is going on in your life that can make us quack?
I don't know about fun, but I mean, the holidays they're just a tough time of year, all the way around. I mean, the economy's tough, everything's tough, and I'm going out shopping, and I saw this lady, and she was crying, and I felt so bad, and I said, I asked her what's wrong, and she said she just lost $200, and I felt so bad for her, it was terrible, and so I gave her 20, and I said, I hope this helps. I hope this little bit helps. And, I just found 200 myself. So I just, when God blesses you, got to bless other people. You know what I'm saying?
Pay it forward, right?
That's right.
That's what I like about you, man.
Yeah.
You always think about other people.
Yeah.
And
I try.
run dopey.
All right, Jody,
2025.
do you have a joke for us?
Well, so my daughter has been dating a really nice young man, but he.
I don't like him.
No, I do like him. He's very.
I don't like him.
You're
He
not
is
allowed to
nice.
like them.
Okay.
I like
Anyway,
him.
He is from Scotland. So we've been asking him all these questions about his family and his heritage and all this fun stuff. And one of the things that we asked him the other day, we said, so we are kind of curious, like in the UK, do websites there use biscuits instead of cookies?
That's a good one.
I'm giving her all she's got.
Can you ask him what clan he's from?
Sure. My best.
The Kraken from the
over
clan Kraken.
Yeah. Do you just ask him questions so you can hear him speak?
Landon always asks him all the time. He actually records him. He said, "Hey,
my
Adam, can you say bottle of water?" All the time. He just, bottle of water. Like he just wants him to say it all the time, over and over again. And then Landon will say to his friends, "Do you want to hear my sister's boyfriend say bottle of water?" And they're like, "What? Like, why would we want to hear that?" So, yeah, it's a
Ask
constant.
him if there can really only be one or a multiple of one.
Yes.
And where was he when the quickening starts?
Yeah, for
Where
sure.
would he be?
I'm not going to ask him any of those questions.
Does he have an in to play at St. Andrews?
Probably not.
Does he know how to play the bagpipe?
I
Does
don't
he
know.
wear a kilt?
Oh my gosh.
Yes, no, my
Can we get him on the show so we can ask him these questions live?
You're like,
What's,
yes
what's
and
under
no.
that kilt?
I need him to explain what haggis is.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
poor kid. All right. Yeah, if he thinks a night with like Tim is bad, wait till he meets Lindsay's weird uncles. All right, Jeff, what do you got for us tonight?
Why did the football coach go into the bank?
Why?
He had to get a quarterback.
I thought this was going to be a Michigan joke or something, you know?
I know. I was
Just
expecting something.
There's no
bribery or
jokes
something.
about the number one team in the country. I mean, come on. No, I like music a lot, right? And my kids like The Grinch. So we were watching The Grinch, and I was thinking, what do you think his favorite band is, or his least favorite band is? The
The
Who.
Who.
Yeah,
Who,
The
yeah.
Who.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, those Who's down in Whoville.
Yeah, that's a good one. The Who.
Oh man. All right. Well, thank you everybody for listening. Again, please go give us a 5-star review and join our Facebook group Disney with the Ducks to tell us what kind of fun stuff you did this year at Disney. And also you can even leave us some jokes too if you want. Obviously, we probably need them. But I think ours are pretty good. But anyway, yeah, thank you everyone for listening this long, and Kwaharini.
Disney with the Ducks does not guarantee the truthiness of any of the information shared. Also, the views and news expressed on Disney with the Ducks are the views of the individual ducks and not the official views of Disney with the Ducks or the Walt Disney Company. Side effects of Disney with the Ducks could include laughter, running Disney races that you may never financially recover from, and taking Disney trips that you maybe don't need to take, and maybe running those races that you're undertrained for. And lastly, eating meals that aren't necessarily good for you.
This is true.
Oh, true.
Have a good night, everybody.
Our legal team is on fire.
Worth every
Good night.
Oh, good night, everybody.